Hi, welcome. It's Black Gummy, and today I'll just be talking about myself. I'm at that period in this year or every year where I kind of want to reflect on my experiences as an artist and what I'm going through currently. I feel like I've made a few of these videos before, or at least two on this channel, and they were at very like distinct periods of my life. And I feel like to this year in particular is a distinct period in my life. I'm about to be, you know, I like turned like 28 this year, and I'm very close to 30, and like I'm somewhat unsatisfied with where I am as an artist or as a person in a way. And I'm not going to get too deep into like personal stuff, but what I will say is that I do want to discuss like where I am as an artist and where I want to be as an artist going forward. And I hope that I stick to it, or at least can look back on this video and be like, yeah, I was scared, I was nervous, like I'm totally insecure about how I'm going to do this, but I said I was going to do it, so I could always look back at this video and be like, you know, there's that confidence when I'm lacking in it. But I just also want to mention the video in the background right now is of a bookmark I have designed, and I hope to put on my coffee store soon. You'll probably see some like finished product. Well, it's like a prototype of it by the end of the video, and I'll talk a little bit about that when we get there. For right now, so yeah, uh, as an artist, I I feel like I am at a point where I'm very much ready to just take that leap. I don't want to continue to be uh not scared in a sense, but just I'm just tired of doing the same type of jobs over and over and really not feeling satisfied in it. I'm almost 30, and I'm very much tired of having these part-time to full-time to part-time to full-time jobs and just bouncing around to wherever I could fit in just to make a little money to make it through that year. Like it's never really high paying jobs or anything like that. Like I'm barely making it. A lot of times I take these jobs and I can't even pay off my school loans. That's like how little money I'm making. And I've had to make a lot of adjustments over the years just due to health reasons. So it's just been really rough for a while, like for the last like 3 years. And now I'm at a point where I've been like unemployed for quite a while. Um, and I definitely have been applying. There's not a not a lack of trying, but I just haven't been able to get any jobs. And I'm honestly tired of applying to jobs. I'm tired of going through this song and dance all the time, and I'm honestly just overworking these jobs. They don't pay well. I have to deal with a lot of nonsense, and I end up leaving those jobs very shortly after. Like I haven't kept a job for a year ever. Like ever. Well, COVID kind of ruined that for me, but ever, you know? And I really just want to be settled and secure in work that I actually care about. I don't like working these jobs. I just like the security that comes with getting paid regularly. And I feel like without that one thing that I desire, I wouldn't really work at any of these jobs. And I've been going over in my head, oh, I need to have money. I need to be able to fund. If I have all the right tools and things like that, I could do whatever. My whole plan this year was to have a full-time job, paid well, have insurance, and invest into weekends of going to events. Did not work out at all. Once again, not from a lack of trying. And I think that's the frustrating part for me. It doesn't matter how hard I try, it doesn't matter how good I am at whatever I do. It doesn't mean that people have to give me an opportunity, have to give me a chance. And I think that's what frustrates me the most. And it's always frustrated me that, like, the way that school teaches you that if you work hard enough, you can do whatever you want. That's just not true. I don't think people really know that until they go out and like go into the workforce and you're an adult. People don't treat you based off of what skill sets you have. Like they don't treat you well based off of that. It's more just like chance and luck. And I think my luck has run out, and I feel frustrated by that. Like very frustrated by that. But I'm a few months out from that frustration. And now I'm at a point where I'm like, the year is almost over. And I can't just keep sitting around waiting for a job to fall into my lap. Like, I just can't keep waiting for this. And I was a little scared and hesitant to really just be like, I'm going to do this full time. I'm just going to be a full time artist. And I'm going to put all my eggs in this one basket. Because, there's security. There's a sense of security that comes with having a job. And although I won't be homeless or anything like that, I won't be starving, I'm still scared to have to fully rely on other people to get by. Like, that is something I've always struggled with since I was a child. So I'm really trying to like swallow my pride or swallow my ego. And I'm also trying to like push myself a little harder, like to push past the fear of that insecurity and go for the thing I really want. When I talk to my friends, they always talk about me in a positive way. Well, not always. I'm just saying, like, in the case of as being an artist, they think my work is great. They think that what I do is great. They've seen how hard I work. They know how much time I put into my art. And I see that too. Like, it's hard. I feel like it's hard for me to compliment myself when it comes to art or just me in general. But I do work hard. That's one thing I've always been proud of. I do work hard, and as an artist, I've always worked hard, you know. And I think that a lot of what's happening for me right now is just fear of failure, fear that my failure will end up ruining everything. Not just like my ability to be an artist, but my relationship with my friends, my relationship with my family. Like, I will be a failure in every way. And even though that's not true, even though that's not realistic, it's still something I feel all the time. And I feel like sometimes the best way to deal with the fear like that is to just do it and just deal with the consequences as they come. It's weird because I'm not afraid of making mistakes as much as I'm afraid of failure. But I feel like failure is just mistakes, just one or two mistakes, maybe a multitude of mistakes. And it's okay to make mistakes. And I know that in my head, but I feel like I can't reason with that in my heart. And I'm only human, I all I can do is make mistakes. I'll make more mistakes and I'll be successful. But I think that I just don't want those mistakes to alter my life in such a way that I can't ever come back from it. And I don't know what that would be. I can't even imagine what somehow my art business would just do so much damage that I would never be able to come back to. I don't know what I would be doing to do something like that. But that's just how fears are. They just eat up a part of you no matter what it like, no matter how much sense it makes. That's just You're just still scared. But in saying all that, I have decided to go forward and make this more of my full-time job going forward. Currently, I don't, you know, it's not like I have money or anything or I'm making money off of anything. But I'm going to really push to make a business out of this and really push past those anxieties and fears so I can get to a place where I am comfortable in my life. Like, I just don't want to keep doing the same things over and over and ending with the same result of disappointment, frustration, just overall like anger over having to keep doing these trashy, they're not trashy, but just these jobs I don't really want to do, you know. So that's kind of what I'm pushing for, which means I have to push to committing. I have to push, like I said, push against the stress and anxiety and push against that fear of not having security. And I think that's the hardest part because while I watch other people's videos and they talk about, I quit this really nice job and I have savings, my savings are gone. Like, it's over. It's been over. I never made enough money to even live like that in the first place. And I'm very much heavily relying on the people around me to get by. And it's embarrassing and it's also kind of frustrating, but it's also kind of not necessary, but I have to I have to rely on the people around me to get through this point in my life because there's going to become a time where they're going to need to rely on me and I have to be ready for that. Well, I don't have to be, but I mean, just in the sense of like, I want to be ready for that. I want to be in a place where I can support the people around me the same way they supported me. Like, that's important to me. And how can I get to that better place if I keep like trying to run away from what I know I need to do? That's a lot of rambling. But basically what I'm saying is that I had to learn to work past a lot of that stuff and recognize that like this might be the best way for me to go forward as an artist because I definitely think I have the skills and the work ethic to do what I need to do. And I just need to do that. I just need to push past the fears and just do it. I think I've proven to myself time and time again that I can do it. Just like if you look at the backlog of stuff I've done on this channel, there's more stuff I've done that I don't talk about at all. Like, I can do the work. And I have to keep reminding myself I can do the work. If you're in the same situation as me where like if you're fortunate enough to just be able to rely on your friends or your family and try to start your career and you feel like this is if you do it it's the best foot forward for you, then I say go for it. Like, communicate with those people and go for what you like really want to do. And if you mess up or you feel like you don't want to do this anymore and you just want a regular job, that's fine too. There's nothing wrong with that. You can always go back to it. And that's the thing that I forgot to mention. You can always go back. If I fail this time, that doesn't mean I have to stop being an artist. That doesn't mean that everything I've worked up to was for naught. It just means that I have to try a new way of getting to what I want. And that's okay. And luckily I have a lot of people who love me and will comfort me if I fail because I know I'll need it. I 100% know I'll need it. But I'm just tired of being afraid to move forward. And I just wanted to talk about that a little bit because I'm still anxious. Even though I'm tired of being afraid, I'm still anxious. I'm a very anxious person. All right, that's enough of that. All right, so now we're just going to talk about the bookmark while we have some time because I'm probably going to end this video soon. So the bookmark that I made, I realized that like a lot of the products that I make that I really like are smaller. I'm not so much into making posters anymore. And I really wanted to try to make products that were smaller and easier to pack. I realized when I would go to art markets that my posters would not sell that well, if at all. People typically would not buy them. And I just felt like, well, if people don't really want to buy my posters, that's fine. But I don't want to keep them in my inventory. I don't want to keep them in my stock, like when I'm out in the marketplace. So I want to keep smaller items because people were more into the paper dolls and the stickers that I had. So yeah, I think a bookmark would be also really great as another product to put out there. And it's just easier to pack. So I worked on a little prototype and I printed them out, used this Cricut, then laminated it. And I kind of like it. I feel like the colors are a little off. I want them a little brighter, but it all worked out. I'm really happy with the final product. Well, it's not the final product, but more of a prototype. And hopefully, I can print out another version where the colors are a little bit brighter. But other than that, that's about it. I talked a lot, and I want to thank everybody for sticking around and watching my videos. And I thank the people who have subscribed so far. It's really been quite a ride this year in general. So thank you guys, and bye.